Happy Monday, friends, and welcome back to Chaos and Carry-Ons, the podcast where travel dreams meet travel reality with a few laughs, some unexpected tangents, and maybe a little chaos along the way.
I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Shelby, and today we're taking you on a magical trip.
That's right, so grab your Mickey ears and your most comfortable walking shoes because we are headed to Disney World.
But not actually, unless you're going to pay, and then we'll go.
Chaos and carry-ons, let's go. Disney dreams in tow, you know. Every flight and every ride, join the journey, come inside.
So today we're going to do a mock-up Disney trip for spring of 2026. This is going to be a full cost breakdown for a family of 4. This is if you've never been and you have no idea what to expect, and maybe you're just curious about how much the most magical place on earth costs these days.
So we're going to compare all 3 resort levels, value, moderate, and deluxe, giving you the lowdown on park tickets, dining plan options, and sprinkling in our thoughts on whether certain extras are worth the price.
Of course, we'll cover all 4 theme parks, so you can decide if you want to go full Princess Parade or if you just want to keep it chill.
So here's our imaginary family. We have 2 adults, 2 kids. We're going to be traveling in mid-April 2026. We chose April because it's after spring break crowds, but before the summer heat. You still get Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. I have a lot of people that travel in April. If you go later April, it's well past the spring break. Some spring breaks do sprinkle into April. That's a very popular time to travel, but Stephanie also ran the numbers on spring break. So when we give the rundown of this, she can tell you how much more it was going in March for a typical Alabama spring break versus April. This is basically just so you have an idea. This is for somebody that has no clue like what it would cost for a family of 4 to go solely for science. This has been a highly requested episode lately.
Exactly. So we're going to be flying in on a Monday, and we're going to be staying 6 nights. We're going to hit all 4 of the parks, and then we're going to head home on Sunday, which I think that's what most of the clients do.
Most of my people check in on Sunday and check out on Saturday, but I do have several that come in on Monday and leave on Sunday. So it's just whatever, but you'll get an idea. We'll also talk about park hopper tickets and whether or not we think it's worth it.
A park hopper is not going to be what I would recommend if this is your first Disney trip. Shelby does not either. I tell all of my people that, so does she.
Yeah.
You're going to waste, I'm going to use the word waste. You're going to waste too much time going from park to park if you've never been.
I'll be honest, we didn't start doing park hoppers until the last 5 years. I save park hoppers for people that are seasoned Disney travelers that know exactly what they want in each park. They know which rides they want to do. They know which shows they want to watch. They know which snacks they want to go for. Those are the people that need park hoppers. If you have never been, or it's been several years since you've been, skip the park hopper and put that money towards a nice dinner or the Genie Plus or whatever. That's my opinion on park hopper.
Yeah. So first up, we're going to talk about the resort levels and break that down.
So first we have value resorts. Think Pop Century, All-Star Movies, Art of Animation. These are the ones with the giant Disney character statues outside with bright, fun Disney theming.
So 6 nights here with a 5-day park ticket comes in around $4,200 for the whole family. That's with no dining plan.
And then we have moderate resorts like Caribbean Beach or Port Orleans, bump you up in space, theming, and transportation options. That same trip is about $5,600. So it's about $1,400 more dollars. So you just have to weigh out your options. Is a bigger room with a bigger resort area, better pools, better theming, and alternate transportation options worth that money for you? It's not for everybody, but you have to know what you want and go for it.
Yeah. And deluxe. Well, if you like monorail access, fancy lobbies, pools that you'll never want to leave, we're talking around $8,200.
And all of this is before food, souvenirs, and oh, the kids saw something shiny, now we have to buy it. That happens. Those stupid bubble ones they place, the balloons, all oh,
Not all value resorts are alike, not all moderate resorts are alike, and not all deluxe resorts are alike. I think Shelby can
mm-mm,
attest to that. If you're wanting to go all out and this is your once in a lifetime trip, then go ahead and do the deluxe. I'm going to say that. Even if you're going to be
mm-hmm.
in the even if you're not going to be in the room a lot. I would still say a deluxe is worth it if I think what is it like 5 years old? I think that's what they say the average age if you're only going to go one time in your whole entire life, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what they say if you take your kids one time
Yeah.
it's like 5 years old. That
Well,
that is still worth it.
it's just a whole different vacation feel. And I always tell people once you go deluxe, it is so hard to go back and go value or
Right.
moderate. It
Yeah.
spoils you. You feel like royalty, no matter which of the deluxe resorts. I've done them all. And they're all amazing in their own ways. I love every deluxe resort, which I'm a DVC member, so that's a whole different conversation for a whole different episode. But if this is your one time thing, I'm go big or go home. But I'm also in if you have to skimp to make it happen, just make it happen and make the memories with your kids. If you can't go deluxe and it gets you there, take the trip and make the memories. If you have to pack peanut
Mhm.
butter and jelly sandwiches and skip the dining plan, do it. If that gets you there, go and take the trip because you can make money again when you get back home. But those memories with your kids when they're little, that's a one time thing. So sorry. Sorry to get off on my soapbox.
Because I also wanted to plug in that we did what was it like our favorite resorts, which I think most of those were deluxe. Did
They
we
were
go
all
over
deluxe.
like,
No,
okay,
we did talk about value and moderate, but I think we were ranking our top three.
okay. So real quick, I'm going to go over like, I think Shelby gets this a lot. So if you're going to say, if I want to book a value resort, what should I book? Most of the time, we're going to tell people Pop Century or Art of Animation. The reason being, it's on the Skyliner. So you're going to have more
Yes.
than one option than the bus. A moderate resort. I usually say Caribbean Beach. I also like Coronado Springs. I think Shelby said she does not, but to me, the Coronado Springs has a deluxe feel with a moderate price.
It really
Um,
does. And I do quote that a lot, but
mhm.
my personal favorite moderate is Port Orleans. Both
Yeah,
Port
I was going to say
Orleans
that.
because they're smaller and the
Yeah.
Caribbean Beach and Coronado, you have to go on a 1 mile hike. If you get a standard room and you're back in the back 40 to go to that main building where the quick service breakfast is, I'm serious in saying that you're probably going to walk a half a mile. And I'm not being dramatic in saying that. It may even be
Yeah.
longer than that. And that's why I
Hmm.
love Port Orleans because it's smaller, which the other moderates have buses that will go to
Hmm.
different little bus stops and can take you to the main building. But Port
Hmm.
Orleans is small enough that it doesn't even have, I mean, Port Orleans is my go-to for a moderate, and that's why.
Well, me and Shelby don't agree on this a lot of times, but I think if you want a deluxe, but you don't want to spend a lot, I think Animal Kingdom Lodge, it has the deluxe feel without the price tag, unless you're going to go Savannah View. It is far out
Hmm.
there, and that's why Shelby does not like it. It only has the buses, but that is going to be very close to the higher end, like Coronado Springs. I'm gonna say
Hmm.
because that is more of the higher end of the moderate.
Hmm.
So Animal Kingdom is not going to be too much more than that. Now, if you're going to go all out, then Shelby's going to say grand, and I think the Poly. But if you do want to save a little bit of money, I think that the Animal Kingdom Lodge is still that could be what do you call that? Like your go big or go home. It's still a very, very pretty resort.
Definitely. And I will say, I'm going to plug this in for Animal Kingdom Lodge. If you don't want to fork out the extra money for a Savannah View room, the standard
Hmm.
view rooms are a lot of times when Disney releases promotions, if you can tag on a promo, whether it be, 20 or 30% off the resort or free dining or X amount off tickets or whatever, if you
Right.
can plug a promo in on a standard view at Animal Kingdom Lodge, you can come in less than a moderate or definitely
Mhm.
same price as a moderate.
Yeah.
And I forget what percentage of the rooms at Animal Kingdom Lodge are Savannah View. I want to say it's like 70 or 80% have a view of the
Yes.
Savannah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So, a standard view, don't think that you have to have a Savannah view to see the animals. You do have to have a Savannah view to see them from your room, but the halls and the lobby,
Yes.
there are floor to
Yes.
ceiling windows everywhere. So,
Mm-hmm.
don't go in thinking you have to book a Savannah view. Disney would kill me if they knew that I was about to say this, but you can always book a standard view and ask for an upgrade when you get there.
Yeah.
They sprinkle pixie dust all the time. And who's to say you're not going to pay for standard and be upgraded to Savannah view? So just keep that in
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because it would be way too much to go in depth of every single hotel that we would recommend. But I just wanted to say, when you hear 8,200, that sounds like a lot. It's probably jarring to go from 42 to 82.
Hmm.
Moderate's right in the middle. So if you're thinking, I want that grand, what I call the wow factor. When you
Hmm.
walk in and it's wow. I say Animal Kingdom Lodge. Like she said, there's always a good room discount there. If
Hmm.
there is a room discount to be had, you can usually find one still available at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
I will also throw this out there too about Deluxe. Right now, they're doing extended nighttime park hours for Deluxe resort
Mm-hmm.
guests only.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get the park from close and you get an extra 2 hours. And
Mm-hmm.
I think right now they're doing Monday nights Magic Kingdom and Wednesday nights are Epcot or something. I think that's the two that they're doing right now. And it varies based on the time of year you're going. And I don't know if they've announced that they're doing that again for 2026 or not, but that's a very big factor. I have clients that will upgrade to deluxe just for that, for the extra time in the parks, because there are not very many deluxe resorts. And most people that go to Disney are taking small kids and they're not going to stay awake until midnight. And
Right.
you're not having to pay extra for an after hours ticket or an event ticket. And so you can get a lot of riding done in those extra 2 hours. So that's also something to keep in mind when you're making your budget.
So now let's move on to the dining plan. The dining plan is back for 2026. And here's what it looks like for our little imaginary family. The quick service plan runs about 1,200 and the standard dining plan runs about 1,800. I also want to throw in here that for 2026, with the dining plan coming back, they're doing a kids are free dining plan. I don't remember. Is it if you stay at it? I think it's if you stay at value, you get the quick service, correct?
Yes.
And then if you stay at
But now
deluxe, you get the
you can pay the difference and upgrade the dining plan on that.
okay. Okay. But when we were searching for this hypothetical trip today, I did see that. I mean, I had already priced several people for that, but it was like, oh yeah, they have the free dining plan in
Hmm.
2026 for kids.
And now that depends on the dates, it depends on the
Mm-hmm.
resorts. So that
Yes.
is,
Yes.
I don't know in this hypothetical trip if it would even qualify, but that's something, ask your travel agent when you get a quote if you would qualify for that. There's always promos, but that is definitely a perk. Probably the number one, or at least the top three questions that I get when I'm booking a trip for Walt Disney World is the dining plan worth it? In my opinion, if you love the character meals, buffets, or you don't want to think about the price every time you order something, add the dining plan. I personally love the dining plan because you can add that cost on when you're paying for your package up front, you're making payments on it, whatever. When you
Mm-hmm.
get there, your trip feels all inclusive, which you've paid for your meals, but
Right.
your balance on a resort package is due 30 days before you check in. So you have those 30 days before you go between payment and checking in. So this feels free once you're there. You've already forgot about that money that you spent. So that's when I like adding the dining plan because then I don't have to worry about paying for my meals once I'm there.
Yeah. So if you're okay with sharing snacks or eating off property once or twice, you can easily save the money and not do the dining plan. I'm not going to say that you would completely save money. It's really going to depend, like I said, if you're going off um, property to eat, or maybe you just don't eat a lot. Let's say that. Now, that's not in my or Shelby's realm. Like I plan a whole vacation around food. So that's not
Same.
going to be me. But but maybe that's you. Then I would say
Yeah.
don't get the dining plan. Skip it, save the money. If you're going to eat, one Rice Krispie treat and be good, then sure, go for it.
So now we're going to give park by park highlights, and we're not going to dig into this. We've had very many episodes on Disney World. That might be something that if you want to know more, and we want to do like park by park episodes where we dig into each specific park, the things that we like to do, the places we like to eat, let us know. Maybe that's something we'll do in the future, but we're going to try to keep it simple. So the first one obviously is going to be Magic Kingdom. If you ever hear people refer to a park as Disney World or Disney, this is what they're talking about. They're talking about Magic Kingdom. It is a must do, especially for first timers. If you have never been, you have to experience Magic Kingdom. This is where Cinderella's castle is, all the nostalgic original Disney rides, Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and the fireworks show that will always bring tears to my eyes. Surprise, surprise.
I think it's universally everyone's favorite park.
I think so too.
I just wanted to say too, when you see the TikToks, the YouTube videos, and they're walking down Main Street, a street, and you see it and you see the castle, that's Magic Kingdom. I didn't realize that some people don't know and they call that Disney World. But you're right, some people do call that Disney World.
The reason why I say that is I was just talking to somebody a couple weeks ago, and he said, we were going down there and all my family wanted to go to Epcot, but I wanted to go to Disney World. And in my mind, I'm thinking like Epcot is in Disney World. But then I realized that he was talking about the Magic Kingdom. So Magic Kingdom is the park with the castle. It is the Disney park. I mean, you have to go to Magic Kingdom. I've never had anybody call me and say, book me a trip and I'm going to do 3-day tickets instead of 4 and I'm going to skip Magic Kingdom. Like nobody skips Magic Kingdom.
No, normally you do it twice just to see it twice. I don't know. There's just something about seeing the castle.
Yep.
So now we're going to move on to Epcot, and that's where you get the food, the festivals, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratatouille is there. I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the highlighted.
The Frozen ride in Norway.
The Frozen ride. Nemo is there. That is very underrated. The if you go into where the Nemo attraction is, they have like a whole little aquarium in there. We have spent a lot of time in there.
It's not a little aquarium. It's a very large aquarium.
I think we've talked about that before on one of the episodes, but go in there. It's really fun, especially if it's a hot day.
This is also the same aquarium if you watch Full House, where Uncle Jesse is supposed to go on a date with Aunt Becky, and he and Joey are like scuba diving down in there, and they get stuck or so. I can't remember exactly what happens, but that's the same aquarium. So there you go.
They do a nighttime show. What is it called right now? It's not Illuminations anymore. Is it?
It's not Illuminations. No. It's Illuminations, I think.
That's it. Yes. So there is like a fireworks show at night there.
I love Epcot. This is where all the countries are. It's called World Showcase. It's not for everybody. And if you have small kids, it's probably going to be their least favorite. I say that, but Taylor absolutely loves Epcot. And we were just there, not last week, but the week before. We did an after hours in Epcot. And I told Jordan that I really think Epcot might be my second favorite park next to Magic Kingdom, which is crazy because that's new. Like the older I get, the more I appreciate Epcot. So I love Epcot.
I want to put a little disclaimer here because we have a lot of church-going people that listen to this podcast. If you don't like to be around drinking, go in the morning. Don't stick around when it starts to get dark. I'm not saying that it turns into a bar scene. That's not what I'm saying. But there's just some people that is like extremely off-putting for them and they don't like to be around it. The later that you get, the more you're going to see it. That's how I'm going to put it.
Well, we were on the monorail with somebody one of the last trips that we were on, and we weren't going to Epcot, but we were on the Epcot monorail, and this lady's shirt said something about like drinking around the world. And it was
Yes, yes.
literally like 8:30 in the morning, and she was talking about getting off that monorail and going straight to Mexico for a margarita. And I'm like,
Yeah.
seriously, lady, like it's 9 o'clock. So, but yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, and I'm glad that you thought to throw that out there because it does. I mean, people go there to drink around the world,
Yes.
but
Hmm.
it's controlled. I'll say that.
It is. It is. But some people just absolutely don't like to be around it at all. So you'll
Yes.
be fine being in the daytime. It's just we've stayed
Hmm.
like late, like 11, 12. You're going to see drunk people is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Whereas at Magic Kingdom, I don't ever remember seeing a drunk person in Magic Kingdom, but I can remember seeing many drunk people leaving Epcot.
So next, we're going to move on to Hollywood Studios. This is where Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is. If you have the Star
Hmm.
Wars fans in your family, the theming in the Disneylands is amazing. I've never watched Star Wars. My husband loves Star Wars, but I do not. I'll tell you, I have no idea what's going on in there, but the theming of that is amazing. I feel like I'm inside one of the Star Wars movies.
Hmm.
Which brings me to they also have Toy Story Land, and
Yes.
everything is built this massive size where you feel like you're a toy in a toy box, and it's amazing. The theming is just next to Cars Land at Disneyland. Toy Story Land is probably my favorite themed land that they have. And then
Yeah.
this is also where the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster ride, which is about to be rethemed to the Muppets, which seems so stupid, but whatever. And then the Tower of Terror, which is one of my favorite rides. So that is Hollywood Studios.
Shelby's going to laugh at this, but Hollywood Studios is one of my favorite places to shop. I feel like you find things there that you don't find anywhere else.
Oh, I
So go
agree.
to that. Let's go to those little shops that are when you first come in. I can't
Hmm.
think of Hollywood Boulevard. Go into
Yes.
those little shops.
So
You'll find stuff in there that you will not find anywhere else.
it's Hollywood Boulevard, and then it branches off to the right. You go down Sunset Boulevard, like you're walking
Mm-hmm.
towards Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. And
Mm-hmm.
I actually just found a hat. It is the cutest Disney hat that I have that I bought in one
Mm-hmm.
of those shops that I had never seen anywhere else. And I was so
Yeah.
excited. I got so many compliments on that hat in our last trip. So I definitely agree. There's some good shopping there.
The last park is Animal Kingdom. Pandora is breathtaking, and yes, Flight of Passage still has a long line because it's that good. If you're going to do the safari, that's where that is. Do it early in the morning. That's when the animals are the most active. I think that's what they say, right? Because by the afternoon,
Yes.
they're taking their afternoon nap.
Yep.
Do not miss the Lion King show. That is my favorite thing in Animal Kingdom, more than the safari.
Hmm.
I That's my go-to in Animal Kingdom. You have to watch the Lion King show. Does it not make you want to cry at the end when they sing The Circle of Life? What is it about that? I'm like Jordan with the God Bless America whenever I hear the Lion King song.
Well,
I
don't
don't know.
talk to me about crying during Disney show. I mean, this podcast should be called Shelby Cries because that's what I do. But yeah, I mean, it's so good. It is so good. What else is there? Expedition Everest, the roller coaster that goes, well, I'm not going to spoil that, but that one's really fun.
Cali River Rapids, if it's hot outside, is always
Yes.
fun for the kids.
Yeah.
That's a very laid back park. I'm going to put it that way. It
It
doesn't
is,
feel
and
rush, rush, rush.
I cannot stand people comparing it to a zoo. Now they do have like exhibits like a zoo, but it's like a zoo on steroids. It's so
It
much
is.
better than what you're going to get at the zoo. Yes, you can say that because there are animals there, but it's so much better
Hmm.
than a zoo. It's definitely going to be one of your, I don't want to say half day parks, but it is not going to be as long of a day because they do not stay open long. I think it closes 6 or 7 p.m. Even during the summer. It's closing pretty early. Animal Kingdom's going to close before the other three. So keep that in mind when you're planning in your hypothetical vacations. You could do Animal Kingdom on what you would think would be like a rest day because you
Hmm.
won't be spending as much time in the parks.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
If I were booking for our pretend family, I would go moderate resort. This is such a lie because I would not. I would be in a deluxe resort. But what you could do, you could go moderate resort without the dining plan, put that extra money, like I said, towards Genie Plus, and then just choose you a couple nice sit down meals. And I think that would be a good, solid family vacation with lots of great memories. Now, I know we've mentioned Genie Plus a couple, or I have a couple times now. That's like the fast passes at this point. The price varies on the time of year you go, it varies on the park, the day. So that really is just dependent on when you're going. But it is well worth the money to pay for that and be able to skip the lines on the rides. That's kind of where I'm at, like skipping the dining plan to do that. Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. You just have to decide what's worth it for your family.
I'd spend on deluxe if you were going to spend a lot of time at the resort. If you think you're going to be at the park from open to close, then just do the value and use the room to sleep.
Either way, budget more than you think you're going to need for snacks and souvenirs. Always, always, always wear comfy shoes. My favorite are On Clouds, 100 times over. Wear comfy shoes. Splurge for comfy shoes. If you buy new shoes specifically for Disney, break them in before you go. Ask me how I know.
Yes.
Break those babies in, but you will walk a lot. It doesn't matter if you barely walk from the couch to the fridge at home. You're going to be walking like 20,000 plus steps a day at Disney.
So there you have it. Disney in 2026 for our little family of 4. Magical? Yes. Affordable? Well, I guess it depends on your definition of affordable.
But at least now you've got a ballpark idea before you go making promises to your kids or begging your husband, either way.
We hope this helps you to plan, dream, or I guess just daydream about churros and fireworks.
And as always, may your flights be on time and your luggage never lost. But if it's not, that's where the fun begins.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
Pack your dreams, grab your bag. Adventures call, let's zig and zag. From castles tall to ocean waves, magic made for wanderers brave. Theme parks light up the night, starry-eyed in sheer delight. Board the ships that sail and see, endless tales and fantasy. Chaos and carry-ons, let's go. Disney dreams in tow, you know. Every flight and every ride, join the journey, come inside. Pixie dust beneath our feet. Through the lands and sea we roam. Feel the wonder, feel at home. From rope drop to the fireworks show, lose yourself in the joyful glow. Cruising waters, feeling free. Every twist's a memory. Chaos and carry